kitty. Don't panic.
Sharks, they're scary.
Well, not if we know how to keep them away.
Ow.
Well, so in today's episode, let's learn surviving tactics by answering a life-saving question. How to survive a shark attack? Zoom in. All kinds of sharks are predators, meaning those who hunt for food. This hunting characteristic is vital for their survival, just like for any other carnivorous species on our planet. But movies like Jaws and The Meg managed to amplify these wild traits, creating a monstrous aura of them, causing a sense of fear amongst us. Because of this, every time we are on the beach or swimming in the sea, we are always on our toes, hoping not to cross the path with a hungry shark. But you'll be glad to know that the chances of you coming across a shark on the shore is pretty less, because these giant fish prefer to live deep underwater and they rarely attack humans. But it does not guarantee total safety, as people going surfing or scuba diving are always at risk of encountering sharks, and that's why it is vital to be aware of steps one must take in case of such an unwanted event. So, what should you do if you come face to face with these sea hunters? Well, your basic instinct will tell you to swim for your life. But unless you are very close to the shore and can reach the surface, swimming is not the best option. Yes, that's because you can't outswim a shark, and your rapid body movement will trigger the shark to act on its basic instinct, which is to catch its prey that generally works the same way or protect itself from a potential threat. So, to avoid getting misjudged by the sharks, it is advised to remain calm and make minimum body movement. This way, it is very much possible that the shark wouldn't feel threatened or the need to attack you and swim away. However, avoid acting dead too, because that gives the shark a sense that it has won, and it might take a bite out of your flesh, which might be very painful. And if it happens to take a bite, seeing no movement in you, do not look at the bitten area, as watching yourself bleeding can be nauseating. Then, what must you do? Well, now when you are utterly calm, without sending threat signals to it, try and maintain eye contact with it. Yes, just like we pet our dogs, sharks can also become our friends if we show them how assertive and friendly we can be with them. Maintaining eye contact with them will not only help you keep an eye on its movement, but the shark will also think of you as another predator it doesn't want to mess with, giving you an upper hand. But if you see a shark in an attacking position, it's better to find a solid surface like a rock or coral reef and hide behind it. Or in open water, get back to back with another swimmer so that you can see and defend against an attack from any direction. And in the worst case scenario, if the shark attacks you, then you have no choice but to fight back and hit the fish with repeated hard blows on its weak areas like gills, eyes, or snout, until the shark lets you go and swims away. But Even if the shark swims away, you are not truly safe until you are out of the water. Yes, sharks may leave temporarily and then return to continue the attack. So, when given a chance, get back to the shore or back on the boat as quickly and smoothly as possible. Trivia time! Did you know the largest shark in the ocean is a whale shark? Yes, and the dwarf lantern shark is the smallest species of shark. Hope you learned something new today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Wow, tuna! Never mind.
Kitty goes deep swimming.
Wait, little kitty. Don't go too deep. That's because there are rumors about giant squid sighting in this area.
Now what?
Now, we must learn about what we can do to protect ourselves if we ever come face to face with a giant squid by answering a vital question. What if you were attacked by a giant squid? Zoom in! Welcome to the deep sea, where a member of the cephalots family named giant squids roam free with their gigantic bodies that can grow up to 43 feet in length. Plus, they have 8 arms and 2 longer whip-like tentacles that can reach about 23 feet that help them bring food to their beak-like mouths. On top of that, they have the largest eyes in the animal kingdom, which are about 10 inches in diameter, which help them to spy on objects in dark depths where most other creatures would see nothing. Though they might come across as ferocious monsters, in reality, they are very calm and not aggressive towards humans, as they rarely attack us. But in case you ever find yourself in an unfortunate situation and came across a hungry giant squid, there are a few steps you must take to survive it. Firstly, if you're going diving or exploring the ocean, always be prepared and make sure you have all the necessary equipment like a wetsuit, fins, and a knife to defend yourself against deep sea creatures. Secondly, remember that though giant squids usually don't attack humans, they would get aggressive if they feel someone is invading their territories or being a threat, or if they mistake a swimmer for food. So, make sure to respect their boundaries and stay away from them. But in case you happen to come pretty close to them, make sure to stay calm and do not make rapid body movement. That's because if you keep still and show the squid that you're not a threat, it's likely that it will leave you alone and swim away. However, in the worst case scenario, if a giant squid happened to grab you by your feet, then you have no choice but to protect yourself by using your knife or thumb to strike its eyes, as they are its most sensitive part, or aim for its beak, as this is where it chews its food. Another option is to try to grab one of its tentacles and pull, as the suction cups will release their grip. And in the unlikely event that you get dragged underwater, it's important to remember that you still have time to fight back. Giant squids only have enough air in their bodies to last a few minutes. So, if you're able to hold your breath, you could potentially outlast the squid and make your escape. Finally, the safest way to avoid such scenarios is by educating yourself about the creatures you may encounter in the ocean. Learn about their behavior, habitats, and how to react in different situations. The more you know, the better you'll be prepared.
Trivia time!
Did you know, like all squids, giant squids have 3 hearts? Also, a study shows that giant squid tentacles can regenerate. Now, that's a real superpower. Hope you learned some important tactics today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Whoa!
Never mind. Monster!
Did you see one?
The monster took Kitty.
Well, I know it might have appeared to you as a monster, but you'll be shocked to know that it was actually a worm. Not just any worm, but the stuff of a nightmare, the most terrifying creature in the sea. None other than the Bobbitt Worm. Zoom in! Deep in the warm waters of the Atlantic and Indo-Pacific Oceans lies a mysterious creature with a name as enchanting as its appearance, the Eunice aphroditois, or better known as the Bobbitt Worm. This intriguing worm makes its home in the sandy burrows of the ocean floor, where it waits patiently for its next meal, with its head popping out like a foot trap. Despite having 2 eyes on the front of its head, the Bobbitt worm is nearly blind, relying instead on its 5 antennae to sense prey and navigate its surroundings. But what sets this creature apart from the rest is its long, slender body, ranging from a petite 10 centimeter 4 inches to a colossal 3 meter 10 feet in length, adorned with thousands of tiny venomous bristles that allow them to cling to the walls of their burrows. That's not all. The Bobbitt worm boasts an iridescent hard skin that sparkles with a kaleidoscope of colors, ranging from the deepest black to the most regal purple. But don't get deceived by its rainbowy appearance, as the Bobbitt worm is not a creature to be toyed with, as it is a fierce predator with a unique hunting technique. Yes, unlike other creatures that chase their prey, the Bobbitt worm is a patient hunter, waiting for its victims to come to it. Burrowed deep in the sandy ocean floor it lies in, it waits for the unsuspecting prey to pass by, as its antennae are poised to detect even the slightest disturbance in the sand. Once the potential meal is detected, the Bobbitt worm launches itself with lightning-fast speed from its burrow with the help of its bristles, which acts like a spring. Then, like a trained martial artist, it snatches up its prey with its powerful scissor-like retractable jaws and drags the prey down into the sandy hell, as it doesn't stand a chance against the worm's strength and speed. Now, here comes the best part. Apart from the super speed and strength, Bobbitt worms have the incredible superpower of regenerating their bodies. Yes, if a part of their body is damaged or cut off, they can regrow it, making them almost indestructible. Even if they lose a tentacle in a fight, they can simply regrow a new one like it's no big deal, making them the ultimate survival machines of the ocean floor. I know you must be in total fear of these creatures, but as mysterious as it may seem, the Bobbitt worm plays an important role in maintaining the ecological balance of the marine environment. So, it is a reminder of the incredible diversity of life that exists in our oceans, and it's our duty to protect these delicate ecosystems for generations to come.
Trivia time!
Did you know Bobbitt worms are omnivores that will eat anything from macroalgae to small fish? Yes, they've been even known to eat an octopus. Hope you learned something new today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. I know it's you, Kitty. I'm not going to fall for it. Never mind.
What will happen next? Will she survive the wrath of the laughing killer whale, or will she manage to escape from its smart trap? To find out, tune into the next episode of The Eating Habits of Apex Killer Whale.
Well, I'm not sure about this fictional show, but in reality, there is a reason why whales are scared of orcas. To know that, let's dive deep into the ocean and find out why orcas are called killer whales. Zoom in. We often associate dominance with size and assume that the largest creatures such as whales can swim freely in the oceans without worrying about being hunted by predators. But it's not all true, as despite their massive size, whales are quite afraid of black and white beasts called the mighty orcas, famously known as the killer whales. These creatures not only terrify whales, but also strikes fear into the hearts of sharks and other big marine animals due to their impressive size, reaching up to 30 feet in length and 8 tons in weight, sleek body design, 100 sharp teeth, and powerful dorsal fin and tail. But what has pushed them to the top of the food chain without any natural predators to challenge them is their astonishingly large and highly intelligent brain, which they utilize to their advantage during hunts by applying various tactics depending on the type of prey. Yes, for example, when hunting larger marine mammals like seals or sea lions, they use a technique called wave washing to create waves that wash their prey off ice floors or beaches, making it easier to capture. Additionally, while hunting large prey like whales, orcas are known to work together in coordinated groups called pods, demonstrating exceptional teamwork in hunting and ensuring their success as predators. So when the ancient sailors witnessed orcas' bold tendency to hunt large whales, they dubbed these colossal beings as whale killers, a title that later transformed into killer whales. Even the Spanish named them Balena asesina, which translates to assassin whale. But the term killer whale can be misleading and may create misconceptions about orcas being bloodthirsty killers. Whereas the truth is, orcas are highly social animals with complex social structures and exhibit intelligence and empathy towards their pod members. Also, it's vital to know that the name originated from the Old English word whale, meaning large sea creature, and not from their behavior as killers. On top of that, their name might make you think that they are purely whales, but they are not true whales and are the largest members of the dolphin family. So it is not surprising that these fascinating creatures are captured and confined in places like marine parks to entertain us. However, there is a growing advocacy for the rehabilitation and release of captive orcas back into their natural environment. This is important not only for their well-being, but also because killer whales play a vital role in preserving the balance of marine ecosystems. So make sure to learn about them, admire them, and help protect them. And make sure we live together peacefully with them. Trivia time! Did you know orcas have their own language and communicate through a range of clicks, whistles, pulsed calls, squeals, squeaks, and screams? Not only that, orcas have distinct languages within their family groups. Hope you learned something essential today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out.
Excuse me, ma'am. You dropped your wallet.
Never mind.
Wait, little kitty. That's not jelly, but a jellyfish. Please stay away from it.
Fish? Yummy too.
Oh, no. Not the one you can eat. A jellyfish is venomous. Phew. Hey friends, in today's episode, let us peek into the lives of these beautiful gelatinous creatures we call jellyfish and answer a stingy question. How does a jellyfish sting? Zoom in. Jellyfish, we can find them free swimming in the ocean all over the world with their umbrella-shaped bells and trailing tentacles that hang down underneath them, kind of like an octopus. Their bodies are soft like jellies as they are 95% water and are primarily made of a transparent gel-like substance called mesoglia. And you won't believe, despite their name, jellyfish aren't actually a type of fish. Yes, as we know, fish are vertebrates that live in water and breathe through their gills. On the other hand, jellyfish are invertebrates, meaning they have no backbone and absorb oxygen from the water through membranes. So, to survive with such fragile bodies, nature has gifted them with thousands of venom-containing stinging cells called cnidocytes located at their tentacles, while some species have them on their bells too. They use these stingy cells to catch and eat other sea creatures and protect themselves from possible threats. Let us see how. If we zoom onto their tentacles, we'll notice that each stingy cell, that is, the cnidocytes, are loaded with venomous harpoon-like hollow tubules called nematocysts, which rest coiled under high osmotic pressure. When an external agent triggers the touch-sensitive hair-like projections, the lid of the cells pops open, making way for water to rush in. And zoom! This pressure forces the microscopic barbed harpoon to shoot out, injecting the venom into its prey. And you won't believe, all this process occurs in a millionth of a second, making it one of nature's fastest biomechanical processes. Nematocysts continue to be functional even after the jellyfish has died. So it's crucial to pluck off the stuck tentacles ASAP with a pair of tweezers to minimize the damage. But even after that, it leaves thousands of stingers in the skin. So to inactive them, it's best to rinse a sting with vinegar. Vinegar is a weak acid that might keep the stingers from firing for some kinds of stings. So, it is always advisable to carry a small container of vinegar and a pair of tweezers in your beach bag. Some experts suggest that salt water could also help eliminate remaining nematocytes. However, this theory is still debatable. But what everyone agrees upon is not to use fresh water. Yes, my dear friends, that's because any shift in salt balance will change the osmotic pressure inside the cells, which will activate the nematocysts to shoot. And that's why, despite popular belief, urinating on the affected area could be a terrible idea, as it could make the matter worse, depending upon the composition of the urine. Remember, my friends, although jellyfish stings are painful, followed by red marks, itching, numbness, or tingling with a typical sting, fortunately, most are not emergency cases. But when it comes to some types of jellyfish, such as the box jellyfish, also called sea wasp, their stings can be very dangerous and can even be fatal. So, in that case, the person needs to call the ambulance ASAP to get the right medical help within the right time frame. And to avoid any danger in the first place, make sure to swim only at guarded beaches, where you are more likely to get a warning about jellyfish from lifeguards. Trivia time! Did you know scientists have evidence that jellyfish have been bobbing along in the world's ocean for at least 500 million years? This means they are older than the dinosaurs. Also, the largest species of jellyfish, the lion's mane, has tentacles that can grow up to 120 feet, which is longer than a blue whale. Hope you learned something new in today's episode. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Oh, never mind.
Wait, little kitty, don't touch that electric eel. Well, if the name doesn't give it away, then let me explain by answering a shocking question. What happens if you touch an electric eel? Zoom in. On a chilly autumn evening in 1800, the renowned explorer Alexander von Humboldt stood on the banks of a majestic South American river. There, he witnessed an electrifying sight as a swarm of electric eels emerged from the river and stunned a group of horses with their electric shocks. When he shared his account with others, most people found it hard to believe him at that time. But today, we know that electric eels can actually grow to a massive 8 feet in length and weigh around 44 pounds. They are generally dark green or grayish on top with yellowish coloring underneath. Depending on their size, electric eels are capable of generating an electric charge of up to 600 volts, stunning prey and keeping predators at bay. But how does an electric eel produce electricity? Well, the secret to their shocking talent lies in 3 abdominal pairs of electric organs that make up most of their long body: the sax organ, the hunter's organ, and the main organ. These organs contain hundreds of thousands of modified muscle cells called electrocytes that act like little batteries. Normally, they pump out special ions to keep a negative charge inside and a positive charge outside.
But when the fish's brain sends a special signal through its nervous system, something magical happens. The ion gates of the electrocytes pop open and positively charged ions flow back in. Now, one side of the electrocytes becomes positively charged inside and negatively charged outside, while the other side has the opposite pattern. And here's the cool part. All the cells get the signal at the exact same time, like an amazing synchronized dance. This makes the stack of electrocytes act like thousands of batteries in a row. Their tiny charges add up to create a powerful electric field that can travel long distances, even several meters. They use these charges to talk to other eels, find their way in the water, and even shock or stun their prey or predator. So, this always makes us wonder what would happen if a curious human touches an electric eel. Well, in that case, it could be quite a shocking experience. Literally. Yes. When the electric eel comes into contact with a person, the electrical discharge can travel through the person's body. The consequences of this encounter can cause muscle spasms, intense pain, and temporary paralysis in the affected area. If the person is submerged in water during the encounter, the situation can become even more hazardous. The electric shock may cause the person's muscles to contract involuntarily, leading to difficulty in swimming and even potentially resulting in drowning, which can be fatal. Interestingly, while electric eel shocks are powerful and can be dangerous, they are not usually lethal to healthy adults. However, multiple shocks can cause respiratory or even heart failure. And for those with pre-existing medical conditions, the shock can pose a more significant threat. Also, remember, my friends, electric eels don't intentionally attack humans. They use their electric shocks as a defense mechanism against threats and predators in their environment. Humans are not their usual prey, and they generally prefer to avoid confrontation. So, just like them, we must also maintain a safe distance from them.
Trivia time!
Did you know electric eels are actually not true eels? Yes, they are actually a type of knife fish and belong to the family Electrophoridae. Hope you learned something shocking today. Until next time, it's me, Dr. Binocs, zooming out. Oh no, what are you doing, kitty?
Charging my phone.
Never mind.